Hi, welcome to the First Benefits Group Friday Update. I'm here with Terry O'Brien, the president of FBG. Hi, Terry. How you
Good
doing?
morning, Tom.
Nice to see you again.
It's good being here.
I'd like uh, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about the First Benefits approach and practices concerning people thinking about retiring.
Well, Tom, as you well know, we are insurance and retirement advisors. Regarding retirement, our clients are either in a pre retirement mode or a retirement mode. What makes us so unique, Tom, is that we don't have a big marquee outside the door that represents a large institution company. Hence, we're not beholden to any institution company to help us make decisions. We can operate independently and work in the best interest of our clients without being dictated by an insurance company or a financial institution that wants to promote their products.
So, since we're not beholden to any particular company, we have the freedom to do what's best for the client, right?
That's correct.
Mm. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about retirement and taxes? What's the first thing a person needs to understand about that?
Well, one of the first things we like to do with clients when they come in the door is that we like to determine uh, their lifestyle expenses. Because when somebody makes a comment that they can live on 4% of their income, it really doesn't mean a whole lot. It all really depends upon what their expenses are. So we get this comment a lot, Tom, when people come in the door and say, I think I'm going to live on 20% less in retirement. I got two questions for that. Number one, you worked all your life, you probably worked very hard. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to live on 20% less? And if you're convinced that that's what you should do, I'd say let's go ahead and get started over the next couple of years, live on 20% less, and let's see how it works.
That doesn't sound fun. I don't want to live on 20% less.
I agree.
Well, what can you tell me about taxes and Social Security when Social Security comes around? How does it work then?
Well, Social Security started in 19 uh, in the mid 1940s under the Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it was really designed to act as a supplement to people's income. It was never designed to be a complete replacement. What was unique about that in the mid 40s was the average life expectancy at that particular time was only 61 years old. So if you went into full retirement at age 65, nobody or very few people really collected Social Security. Some of the changes that have gone on in the marketplace now is that Social Security has been a huge program for the United States in terms of working with seniors. In fact, there's some estimates that it represents more than 25% of the national budget. So Social Security is a pretty important thing for the federal government. People in the baby boomer generation, the one that I'm in, is anytime someone wants to begin to mention making changes in Social Security, everybody starts to cringe.
Mm.
But what's happened, and these are kind of the small amounts of things that happened in Social Security. In the mid 1980s, when Ronald Reagan was president, he signed into enacted into law that if you reached a certain income threshold wise, 50% of your income tax was going to be taxed.
Wow.
Bill Clinton comes along in 1993 and says, maybe we should look at that. So they moved it from 50% to 85%, and that's where it stands today. My hunch is that Social Security somewhere in the future will probably be taxed at about 100%.
Wow.
It's significant,
Yeah, that's not the direction I wanted to go.
right? But in order for it to be solvency, they claim that if they don't make changes between now and 2033, uh, the Social Security uh, trust fund could be bankrupt.
Well, is there a bright side to all this?
Yeah, there are a couple things. First of all, uh, you need to look at one of the bright sides of the Social Security is that they have cost of living increases.
That's nice.
And last year there was a significant in 2022 we had a significant cost of living increase. I think it was 8+% increase that everybody received across the board. Before that, the increase was I think in 2021 it was about 4.5%, somewhere in that range here. Over the last 30 years, Social Security on the average has increased about 3.3%. So every January, once the government calculates what the cost of living index is that then in January, when people retirees start receiving their Social Security checks, they have that new check, that new amount
Mm.
in their bank account.
Last year was a pretty big year. What do you think is going to happen next year?
I think it's going to be less. I think that the Social Security is starting to abate a little bit. I don't think we're going to see that high rate that we had. In fact, it may be another 20 years before we see that, but I still think there's going to be a cost of living index increase.
Hmm. Well, that was the bright side. What about the dark side?
Well, one of the dark sides is that, Tom, you could work at age 65, 70, 75, and 80, and as long as you have earned income and your employer's taking out payroll taxes, you still have to pay into Social Security.
Mhm.
So Social Security doesn't stop in terms of coming out of your paycheck just because you're still working. You still have to pay into Social Security for that amount.
Mm.
So that's one of the darker sides. Now, of course, the other darker side is this 100% tax increase. It's a possibility down the road. So we'll just have to watch it, pay a little attention to it, to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's an ugly possibility
Right,
right there.
sure
I like
is.
the sound of that 100%. Well, have you got anything else for us?
No, I think this has been a good Friday, and I think this information's at least for me is very important. So let's say to everybody, we'll see you next week. Stay
Mhm.
tuned.
Stay tuned. For me, a lot of this information is new because I'm nowhere near Social Security yet, but I'm feel better about going into it with my eyes wide open and know what's going to happen before we get there. So
Very
thank you very much, Terry. This has been very informative.
excellent point, Tom. Thanks. See you next week.
Stay
Bye.
tuned.
About First Benefits Group. Vision and mission, we partner with our clients to build a solid foundation of protection and wealth. We believe life is a series of expected and unexpected events. We cannot control many of these events. However, we can minimize the economic consequences these events might have on our lives. We promise to identify and quantify the potential threats caused by unexpected events. We deliver innovative thinking when developing strategies and solutions to mitigate the economic impact of unexpected events. We also deliver robust money strategies so our clients can fulfill their obligations and seize opportunities as they arise. First Benefits Group Inc. is neither a legal nor accounting firm and does not render legal, accounting, or tax advice. You should contact an attorney or CPA if you wish to receive legal, accounting, or tax advice. Copyright First Benefits Group Inc. 2023.